you reading there, buddy?
Oh, Andrew. I didn't see you come in. Well, I'm just brushing up on some light reading of the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx and Frederick Engels.
Is that a C or a K, Carl?
That's a K, as you can see right over here.
Someone send that to Tim Allen.
Yeah. Someone should really correct him on his misspellings. But yeah, I've just been brushing up on all sorts of leftist literature. I have Michael Foucault's, I have Howard Zinn, Suzanne Collins.
Hunger Games.
Of course. And I'm just doing it because I heard from somewhere that apparently, and you're going to want to hear this, so lean in, okay? This stuff, this is how you get women these days, all right? It's not through courtship or anything like that. No. Leftist literature. That's the way.
You know,
you heard it here first. Okay? I came up with this.
Actually, I've heard of somebody else who used that same technique.
Well, nobody else could have used that same technique because I came up with it. But who are you thinking of, actually?
I'll give you some hints. I want you to guess. Make it exciting for the audience. You get 3 hints.
All right, let's hear them. All right. I'll see if I can
Hint
catch
number
up here.
1. Most deportations out of the country by any American president.
Oh, so it's a president. I feel like you're kind of giving away the game here already.
There's still 45 options.
Okay. Let's hear the other hint. Let's do it.
Hint number 2. During his term, experienced a bit of a financial crisis that ended with him bailing out the big businesses while letting the little people drown.
Bailing out big businesses.
Again, that could be any.
That could be any. Yeah, that's a lot of. That doesn't really narrow it down that much. So let's hear the last hint and see if I can get it.
All right. A malignant narcissist has caused irreparable damage to our political system for decades to come.
Well, that could only be the Orange Man, Donald J. Trump.
No. This is in the business what we call subverting expectations.
Boom.
Actually, Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. All right. We're talking about. You thought that we were talking about the current. I guess not current, but like the guy in the Oval Office, the senile game show host. Yeah, the Cheeto in the White House. No, sir. Not today. We're talking about this guy here. Hey, Scott, zoom in here, all right?
We fired Scott. There's no one behind that camera.
We fired Scott. So you know what? Here, I'm going to show it to you. This is the man we're talking about. We're talking about Barry Soetoro, a.k.a. You may know him better by his made-up name, Barack Hussein Obama. And let me tell you something. That Hussein was a Freudian slip on his part when he made up that fake moniker. All right? And we're going to be talking about. He recently released the first half of his memoirs.
Oh, he was inspired by Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, he put his memoirs into 2 pieces, although honestly, knowing the guy, he probably will split it into like 17 different parts by the time this is all said and done.
This is going to end up like some sprawling Star Wars Obama extended universe, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
30 years.
Which is exactly what some people are begging and clamoring for. Not us, though, because we should just note this now, are not fans of Barack Obama. And I know that hurts some of you, but let me assure you that it's not because we're like the crazy, like racist, right-wing hysterics that were his most vocal critics during his terms. No. We're coming from a whole different level here.
We transcend this petty 2-party system.
Absolutely.
Supersede it.
Absolutely. This binary system by which you see things, not us. We're on a whole nother level.
We can't zoom in. You fired a producer. If you look close enough, you'll see my third eye right there.
Wide open, baby. It's wide open. And with our 3 eyes each, we're going to look at a certain excerpt from Obama's autobiography, and we're going to do so while smoking a cigarette.
Yep,
Isn't that right?
The Marlboro Menthol Light 100s. I'm not going to go into detail or offer any details on the cigarette because they're not sponsoring this show. Why am I going to give them any more free press than I have to?
Absolutely.
There's yours.
All right. I like the shape of it. It's very svelte.
Yeah.
It's very nice to the touch.
Long. I do enjoy a nice long cigarette. I think it's my oral fixation, you know.
It could be. It could be. I wasn't going to go there, but I'm glad you did. All right. So let's light her up, and we're going to read from an excerpt. Because literally, we're just going to be talking about a single excerpt. We don't really have standards as far as our discussion topics for this. And I guess that's kind of the point. And there were all sorts of excerpts that we could have chosen from.
We'll lead with this one if it segues into, because there are a couple of choice cuts.
There was a couple of choice cuts, many of which reveal certain things about the former commander-in-chief that he probably doesn't even realize he's revealing. All right, but we see him. All right. Now, I'm going to take one last drag for my cig, and I'm going to get in character here.
Drone strike some Middle Eastern civilians.
Drone striking a village in Somalia. Drone striking.
School bus over there.
Oh, we got a school bus in Yemen. We got a
hospital.
Oh, that's a hospital in Pakistan. All right.
The wedding.
Okay. Oh, yep. Can't forget the wedding. Okay. Let's see. I am eating dog for lunch, and boom. All right. I feel just like Barack Obama. I feel Barack Obama is me, and I am him. And I am going to read from our life right now.
Asking this. This is sincere method acting.
All right,
Jared
yes.
Leto, eat your heart out.
Exactly. All right. Let it be clear. Looking back, it's embarrassing to recognize the degree to which my intellectual curiosity, those first 2 years of college, paralleled the interests of various young women I was attempting to get to know. And I think we all know what he means by attempting to get to know.
What?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Marx or Marcuse, so I had something to say to the long-legged socialists who lived in my dorm. Fannin and Gwendolyn Brooks for the smooth-skinned sociology major who never gave me a second look. Foucault and Wolfe for the ethereal bisexual who wore mostly black. As a strategy for picking up girls, my pseudo-intellectualism proved mostly worthless. I found myself in a series of affectionate but chaste friendships. Siri, play "Oh, Nice Guys Finished Last" by Hobson.
We fired Surrey.
Oh, fuck.
It's just us.
We're firing everyone. Jesus Christ. But what do you make of, right off the bat, what do you make of that particular excerpt? We read it because from all the excerpts, to me this is the funniest. It just is on various levels. But what do you think? What can you glean from this?
Well, I can't beef with Barack over him going to these lengths to ingratiate himself with a woman, because as you know, in high school I did something far more embarrassing. I got really into League of Legends.
That is more embarrassing.
To impress a gal. I did not get the gal, but I did get pretty good at League of Legends.
Yeah, you went really into deep cover there. You're like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Departed.
At some point,
but with gaming.
It was so deep, the girl hit me up. She was like, hey, do you want to hang out? And I was like, no, bitch, I'm about to level up in League of Legends. Maybe a little bit self-sabotaging there.
Maybe.
So I don't begrudge him.
No. In fact, as detailed in this book right here, all ass struggle is a political struggle. So you can't put it down. You can't.
No.
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there.
Really, the weirdest thing about this is just his word choice. The way he describes these women who he's lusting after. He describes them in this totally mundane sort of way.
I wouldn't even say mundane so much as just very strange. Like, for instance, he didn't talk to this sociology major very much, and calling somebody smooth skin, if he used that as like a line to talk to her, well, what do you think she's going to think?
She's going to think she's about to be turned into a fucking lampshade.
Exactly. And so really, yeah, I can't blame him so much for deciding to brush up on some theory, all right, to get some ass. But it's really just the way in which he decided to do it, and the way for instance, for the ethereal bisexual who wore mostly black, I can't imagine that his opinions about gay marriage at the time helped things.
No, of course not. Okay, you know what this sounds like? It sounds like a New York, Brooklyn hipster type. Like he's typing a screenplay, describing the characters, right? And because he's a hack, he doesn't have the females fleshed out in his mind. So he's like, character description, long-legged socialist.
Yeah, he's trying to, like...
Character description, ethereal bisexual.
He's trying to put some kind of, like, nostalgic sheen on his memories. But I probably at the time, he maybe could have expressed his base desires in a more healthy way, I assume. I don't really know when Mr. Obama lost his way. But now, since he's so deeply ingrained in the sort of, I guess, elite lifestyle, all right, like, as soon as he stopped being president, he just immediately started just water skiing with fucking billionaire pedophiles and shit. And because of that, he is no longer able to express these emotions in a healthy way, and so there you go. He's calling these women smooth-skinned.
This is a pathology very common amongst the elite, like this sense of a very sterile sort of horniness, where it's not a sensual horniness at all. It's very robotic. It's like when Jeff Bezos was texting his mistress, and like his best line was like, "I love you, alive girl."
That was his best line?
Or
God, what were his worst lines? Jesus.
I think I've repressed those, lest I accidentally use them. They slip out. And then there's that other, I think, politician who was texting someone, and he started off pretty well. It was like, "Hey, you horny?" And the person replied, "Yeah, I'm horny."
Cool.
And you know what his coup de grace was? Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome. That rules.
And that's it. That's the farthest these people can go.
Yeah.
No true expression.
It's either that end of the spectrum where you become, you just don't know how to interact with people, and that makes you like a weird, awkward, guy, or the other end of the spectrum where the amount of power that you have enjoyed has gotten straight to your head. And that you can only express yourself through just obscene expressions of power and domination. People like Anthony Weiner or Bill Clinton kind of fall into that bracket, I think.
Yeah.
But I think the bigger point that we're trying to hit upon when it comes to this particular excerpt from Barack Obama's memoirs is the sort of image that he has presented himself with, and how it seems with this and the other excerpts that are sort of very telling without him knowing, are kind of pointing to this artificial image, which is just built upon artifice and filtered through the sort of media spin machine. You have Obama and his fucking NPR-approved Spotify playlist where he says that he listens to 21 Savage, but then you look into his memoirs, which, by the way, either don't have an editor or the editor is the most pathetic, simpering yes man you could ever imagine.
You're not going to tell Barack Obama no.
Well, if you're an editor, you're
his genius.
His genius. Oh, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. This is going to heal the nation. I just know it. And yeah, it's Jesus. What was I just talking about?
Lack of editorial.
Yeah. Oh, no. Right. So yeah, lack of editor. It's just kind of a stream of thoughts thing. Then we have a piece of literature that's kind of just showing the real man and the things that he the things that he cares about and the things that he was like. All right, he, while putting 21 Savage, like I said before, on his Spotify playlist, seemingly has not listened to a single rap song since the Bling era. All right, since the song "Chain Hang Low," and that's the extent of his hip hop knowledge.
I think the exact line, very close to the exact line in the memoir is that Bill O'Reilly talking point from like 2004, in essence, which is just like, rapper's all about guns and bling.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck up,
exactly. Like, Jesus Christ, that's some Ben Shapiro shit right there. Like that's...
Bill O'Reilly literally had that debate with like fucking Jeezy or Common or someone like back in 2004.
He might have had that debate with one of the Insane Clown Posse fellas
too.
Maybe I don't know, but yeah, it kind of points towards certain things here, and I think that a lot of people still, maybe less so now, are still sort of falling for him just being just like all of us. Like, he listens to the same music as me, all right? He has to have my best my best interest in his heart, because he's just like me. All right, and that is kind of the trick that politicians these days are pulling. All right, we actually discussed last week a little bit about Donald Trump and the insane fucking hero worship that his weirdo evangelical followers have towards him. On the opposite side of the spectrum, we have the human Funko Pops that kiss the feet of Barack Obama.
The brunch brigade.
Exactly, and the main point is this really. You can't worship these people like they are living icons, because they are people. And despite the very real sort of cultural, the sort of like cultural importance that Barack Obama represents as far as being the first African American president, which, you know, that is valid and stuff, but you have to look a little deeper sometimes, because there were other days in his presidency besides his inauguration day.
Like maybe a whole 8 years.
Yeah, a whole 8 years. All right,
a whole 8 years of neoliberal policies, of austerity, of just making the average man's life so much fucking harder.
Exactly, and essentially, despite him standing for we're going to put the country in another, we're going to turn the country in another direction. All right, a nightmarish 8 years of the George W. Bush presidency. That's all going to change. All right, hope will win. That was the message. But what did he do? All of George Bush's worst policies were continued, and they were just given a new coat of paint, a new wokeified sheen. That sort of fooled a lot of people, like I said, into just thinking that it just wasn't there anymore, that he just solved everything.
Pretty much just boils down to presentation, right? Because Barack Obama is a charismatic, like a well-spoken guy, people...
A winning smile.
They like assume that he doesn't have like that hidden sort of, you know, dark side to him.
Yeah.
Again, the only difference really between Barack Obama and Donald Trump is that, you know, when Donald Trump is hitting him in the head with a fucking brick, you know, this big gelatinous mass, he's laughing heartily. He's enjoying, he's savoring it. When Barack Obama was hitting you in the face with a brick, which is what their policies amount to, he was, you know, maybe talking you through it in his smooth little voice.
Exactly.
He was convincing you that hitting you in the head with a brick was the only way. It was almost reasonable.
Yeah, exactly. And that is an issue.
At the end of the day, you're still being hit.
You're being hit. You're being hit in the head with a fucking brick. Yeah, it doesn't matter if somebody who is educated and smart and with a winning smile does it, or if some fucking chicken McNugget ass fucking grotesquerie is doing it, alright? It doesn't matter, because the policies remain the same. There are some differences, but the main crux of whose boot is on our necks is still, it's the same. All of those things remain the same. And you know, you can't just pretend that you know, I'm sorry. You can't. People these days just seem to think that politics is not really an institution for change to really happen. So they just look at somebody, and if they feel like that person is a reflection of them in some way, then they're going to follow them without question. And any criticism from people like us or anyone else is an attack on that person, and then they respond in kind. All right. And that's an extremely unhealthy way to absorb politics. And yeah, that's essentially the crux of what we're trying to tell you. That, you know, you can't just even if you like and respect a politician, you can't fucking pretend that they're like an iconic person above criticism. All right, there's so many people that still just treat Obama like he's fucking Abraham Lincoln or George Washington or whoever, and say what you will about George Washington and the founding fathers, but fucking George Washington didn't need to pretend to read leftist theory to get trim. All right, he was like fucking 6 feet tall, which was very uncommon back then.
Yeah.
War hero, yeah.
Grew weed.
Motherfucker
cultivated the hemp.
Yeah, he was. Well, both him and Obama chewing it up. But yeah. But the thing is that. And I will just leave you off with this. George Washington got pussy. Obama did not. All right? Just think about that.
That's good. It's a good way to end it. Cigarettes out. Hopefully next episode we'll be able to deviate from the politics just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll just have to give us a little time for us to think of something that isn't politics to
Deprogram
discuss.
our
Exactly,
brains here,
exactly. But in the meantime, I'm going to do some research. All right, and I'm gonna get laid.
Godspeed, brother.
Absolutely. I'll see you around.
We'll see you around.